Welcome, Scorpio. It's February 2021. Dadhichi here with your synopsis for the coming month. It's a short month. Let's get this animation going so we can quickly see how the moon straight off the bat starts off in your 11th house of social activities, but quickly moves into the 12th house where, you want to pull back a little bit, collect your energies before the month starts. And then 2 days later, you notice the moon moving into your sun sign. Now, that's significant because it's opposing your ruler Mars and Uranus here in the area of relationships. Fortunately, this explosive combo is passing now. This was the one I was warning a lot of Scorpios about. I should have warned myself. My marriage ended last December. I don't know whether any of you know, but I am the model for this. I can tell you the combination of Mars and Uranus in the 7th house of marriage can just tear it apart. I'd be curious, any other Scorpios out there, what's going on in your relationships right now? The other aspect here is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that took place in December, which is when my marriage ended, here in the 4th house. So the domestic sphere, and then all of these other planets tenanting this area right now is just a huge congestion of energy in this area. I would say that your domestic life is really where all of the karma is playing out right now. Even though your nodes are here in the 2nd house and the 8th house, which are the karmic points, you notice here the new moon is going to take place on the 12th. And that's a big one because it shows a new start, a fresh change, the ability to see things from a new perspective. Boy, can I tell you, it's a new perspective. But I'm not old at this. I've been divorced before. And my teacher told me 2 years ago when we discussed my chart, he said, it's over. I sort of looked at him and thought, you sure it's over yet? He was pretty sure, and he was damn right. The other thing is Mercury retrograde, which, would you believe, I'm using myself as a template for this because, I've moved into this new place and right now I'm having second thoughts. So I am thinking of moving again almost immediately. The noise in the neighborhood is terrible. It's been a little bit better the last few days, but this is this 4th house stuff, especially when you've got the retrograde Mercury. It shows that you may have made a decision that was a little premature. Here I am giving all of you the advice and not taking it myself. But, sometimes the extenuating circumstances mean that you have to make a move and, just roll with the punches. Here on the 19th, you have this midpoint between Uranus and Mars, again in the 7th house. That might be a hair trigger sort of transit. Watch your emotions at that time. And here the 8th house, which we've talked about a lot too, where the North Node, the karmic point, is transiting, shows the deeper sexual and intimacy issues that are going to continue for you, I think, for a long while. Sun moves into your 5th house. That's much better. Both the Sun and Venus will move out of this domestic cauldron. It's just such an immense amount of energy. But the Sun, for you, is your career planet. It gives you, again, a more creative angle on your work. If you've been feeling, if rather you haven't been feeling it, then the Sun's position here is good. And that should really kick in probably by around the 25th when the moon moves up here. And keep an eye on the moon because the very last day of the month is going to be a full moon in your 11th house. There's Venus moving out into the 5th house. So that takes a lot of pressure off the domestic sphere. You've still got the Mercury, which has gone forward now. You'll be clearer on domestic matters, issues with your mother. And there's the full moon that I'm talking about in the 11th house, which gives you a greater social connectivity, better feeling, and that sort of counteracts a lot of this lower end stuff here in the 4th house that we're seeing. So it's all happening for you, Scorpio. Look here, Mars is going to move out of that 7th house. 8th house is not particularly good either for it, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it next month. Don't forget to pop in over at astrology.com.au. We've got the yearlies there I've been talking about, the weeklies that I started doing last year, and of course the monthlies, which are an adjunct to this, to give you a bit more information on what's happening there in the Scorpio universe. Subscribe, drop me a note if you want that all-important forecast based upon your personal time of birth and place of birth. Now's the time to do it. Let's just get a nice solid foundation for 2021, and I'll be happy to do that. I look forward to it. Just drop me a line here and we can make it happen. Take care. See you next month. Bye-bye.